up that.
Hooray!
It is time for the bee mining. You're not a canine, therefore you can't be a bitch. That's science.
Fair. Very fair.
Alright.
We're gonna need to know science if we're going to make heaven ours.
Actually, let's go ahead and turn that down a little
Give
bit.
me all of the space.
Come on, click. There we go. We were looking for that one.
There we are.
Yes. Load that save.
Load that save. Load that save.
The touchpad on the PS4 doesn't like me.
No, it doesn't.
Alright. Oh wait, did we... I think we read through this one, didn't we? Yeah, we read through this one, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think we may have. Yes, that looks familiar.
Anyways.
Anywho, that was a conversation that totally already happened.
Mm-hmm. So, I believe that was Lunaterra there. Funny that I'm watching you play Heaven Will Be Mine while I play Hail Taker. That game is a... Speaking of bitch, that game is a fucking bitch. It's a, like, really short, free, like, rhythm puzzle game, I guess is how you...
Interesting.
It's rhythm in the sense that, like, each time that you make a move, the environment around you moves a little bit.
Kind of like, is that like, what's it, Cadence of Hyrule a bit?
Yeah,
For sure.
Crypt of the Necrodancer. The thing with that, though, is that it's not rhythm-based in the sense that you have to stay on beat, like with those games. It's more that, like, each time you move, something else moves.
Okay.
It's fucking hard.
That sounds that way.
I eventually got through it, but I had to... It's one of those things where there's no, like, you can kind of fudge it. You either, like, know what the solution is, or you just lose.
Yeah.
And it is kind of annoying. It's cute. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're essentially the Doom Taker, except he's in, like, a Leisure Suit Larry outfit, or the Doom Slayer, except he's in a Leisure...
Doom Taker. Can I take your Doom? Thank you.
He ends up getting called the Doom Taker.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But, yeah, you make a harem of sharply dressed demon girls.
Doom will be mine.
You basically go into hell and are just like, hey, join my harem. Hey, join my harem, etc., etc.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not the game we're playing right now.
No, it is not.
Alright.
Is she operational?
Mars.
All checks clear?
Honey.
Dual title resonator sync clears all checks?
It's close enough to Terra Moon Inside Out.
And you're really still sure about this?
Mars, I love you very much, and I am going to scream if you ask me one more question.
What? Still clipped the mic.
I mean...
Gah, Pluto!
Sorry, I just couldn't back off after saying that.
My soul hurts. Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to see what would happen. Because you didn't listen to me.
I was listening.
Yes, Hitsuzen, that was my mating call.
It's really something.
Anytime I want to swoon Bree over, I just do the old...
Are we just like primal birds, you and I? And we're just not even aware of it?
Maybe, who knows?
Okay.
You didn't listen. You've got such a big heart and you don't listen with it at all.
I don't want you to go.
That's better. If it's what you really wanted to say. I'm glad you could say it.
But you're not going to listen to it.
Nope.
You could at least after you just said.
Not at all. Don't sulk. This was always the plan. We have to show everyone what this weapon can actually do. This is just a taste, but no one is going to respect what we do on the moon if we can't grab their attention first. Destroying the whole Celestial Mechanics fleet while they're docked at the Oxygen Ocean is going to get some attention. Even if I only destroy them a little bit, it'll be pretty amazing. So it's a job that's impossible to mess up. If you keep worrying, what else am I supposed to think except I must seem that incompetent to you?
I care, okay?
I'm not mad, Mars. But let me lean on you while I do this. Instead of blocking my way. Okay.
Alright. I forgot how we've been distributing this.
Shit. I forgot to check that too.
Does Cradle's Graces require more?
I think Cradle's Graces requires a bit more.
Yeah, I think so too.
Again, a tug-of-war above the waves. Thankful for our Cradle... Oh, damn it. Couldn't read it all. Also, Primal Birds with the hankering for pizza and tea.
That's us.
Yep. You want to take this one since
Sure.
I'm a little more hoarse today?
Yeah. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn tugs harder. Deep, so deep, crushing and dark. But the string of pearls has organs that see everything. Smoky and cold, she slips down in a stream of evaporation just shy of being the spark that blows it all up. Whatever's down there, but don't play dumb, because Saturn knows exactly who and what's down there is playing coy. Was that you?
It was me. Oh, interesting. Do you have the same idea, Pluto? Yeah.
Title. Interference.
Cutting off the comms. Well, now I don't have to cut the comm line myself.
Saturn doesn't have to play by anyone's rules, even and especially the rules of the universe. It's made of a last-minute miracle. It loves it best when it's just waiting on the edge between one possibility and another, tempting fate and not caring where it lands. Pluto doesn't cross the rules. She's the universe itself, a perfect target for Saturn. And the wall she crashes against, she's not playing coy. She's looking for someone to crash against her. From the depths, Croon Macula tugs, but playfully. String of Pearls takes the invitation and yanks back, not so playfully at all.
Hey, boo, do you want to play? Since...
Okay,
yeah.
I'll switch up.
Yeah.
I sure do. But come up and play my game.
Oh, sure, if you can make me.
Croon Macula is the plunge into fascination, a fall omnidirectional into the end of the universe. Croon Macula can drown the ocean in her gravity, but String of Pearls has the greatest trick. The String of Pearls cheats distance. She can't ignore it, but she can interpret it differently. How do I pronounce this equation?
So F by X equals an anxious avoidant, infinitely approaching and never reaching a symptote? Or maybe F by X equals can be a curve accelerating rapidly into infinity. Math isn't hard for Saturn.
Just for Brie.
Mercury be screaming if the comms were still on because this is a big risk. The most dangerous and guaranteed way to get the Celestial Mechanics fleet wrecked if she isn't careful, and even if she is. Closing distance is mutual. Pulling Pluto out of the depths of the Oxygen Ocean is not something she's doing for them. If Saturn wants to change the rules, then Pluto will let her. She'll be the one to set the variable. No matter what Saturn sets F by X to, Pluto sets the force. She can go slack if she wants to. Saturn's equation is something like F by X equals the closer you approach, the further I move away. A hard equation to solve. Are you up to it? Along the equations of gravity, Saturn fires hooks. They wouldn't have hit without the equation, but it was the moment of Pluto's curiosity that they bet on. That is enough. The ocean plunges. The ships rock.
Emergency. I can't speak right now.
Emergency restriction. Max output, Captain.
God damn it. Emergency output.
Okay. I was trying not to cause so much trouble. I just wanted to delay you for a little while. But if you really insist, I'll come make all the trouble you want.
That's funny, considering how hard you've been wrecking the Celestial Mechanics fleet. I'd almost think you weren't going easy at all. Saturn is pulling hard, but it's like trying to pull a star out of a black hole. But something about the way Pluto reacts makes Saturn think it might still be possible.
You're working so hard. I was just sent to make sure you all didn't have an easy time.
I've never worked hard, ever.
You sound like kind of a liar. You sure you're not still a bit good?
Say it to my face.
Fucker, not online.
Square up.
Okay. If you really, really insist, I can get carried away too.
Saturn's capture cables go slack, and she shoots up and out of the ocean, pulled by the panicking surface crew. The equation input has changed. The number Pluto has changed it to give Saturn a thrill. As the oxygen tidal wave starts building, the ocean trembles, the fleets seize, and nearly capsize. But Saturn breaks out of the liquid and into the sky, and Pluto is pulled up and out and free.
The Chronmacula is more frightening and powerful than Saturn remembered, but she can't be scared now. Well, maybe she can, just a little. But this is what she wanted too. A beautiful solution to her equation. It's hard to know someone if you haven't fought them. That's something she's known for a long time. The pain of wondering if you just aren't good enough to stand next to someone. She'd prefer to know where she stands. For Pluto, who was made to be so overwhelming that in her presence no other option but peace can exist. She doesn't have anything to prove her to herself. Win or lose, she's open when others are honest. Between ship selves, all conflict must be honest. It's the only way to make contact. That's the moment she's waiting for. To give life to all the feelings unleashed when she's decided she'd let herself have them. The Celestial Mechanics fleet can't do anything but wait and think about how this is probably all Saturn's fault. You're strange, Saturn. I don't know what to think. You think you can't win, but you're trying anyway? What do you want to make happen? So sure and unsure of yourself?
Just come on already. We can't all be gravitational beauties.
Tides come from people, and people are people. Whether they get there being taught or being made.
Keep the pity out of your voice. I won't be having fun anymore.
Of course ships are the causes of conflicts. Yeah, you know. Either you're Saturn x Pluto or Pluto x Lunaterra. Someone's gonna end up dying.
Yeah.
Knife is gonna get pulled. Someone's gonna lose a kidney. It's just gonna be a bad time.
Shanks, I hate it.
Quick thinking on that. I appreciate that pun. Thank you. I don't pity you. I was very lucky. There's no reason to why I got to be so lucky. But I'm selfish too. I didn't deserve it, but I'll never feel guilty about it. I had too much at stake to feel guilty when I got everything I wanted.
I know exactly how that feels. Unlike you, though, they took it away again when they were done with me.
Oh? It looks like they weren't able to for very long, though. You won't get anywhere with girls if you insist on believing you had it the worst. Every girl has it the worst.
You know, I liked it better when I was dragging you.
Are you ready to try again? Teach me a lesson, or get over yourself. And let me see what's under that envy.
Saturn's got a good idea. Even as the Croon Macula tosses the fleet apart with tidal forces, the string of pearls closes in. She can be as close as touch, yet always out of reach. This time she sets F by X to as close as can be. Of course, that's in the crush of her gravity well, but that's fine, because Saturn has dedicated her life to being a fucked up loser. Real mood. I thought for sure I could make you squirm, but you're so perfect. You're even better at accepting that you're not perfect than me. But that's not to say that I'll let up for a moment, no matter how bad at this I am.
I love that. It's a great thing about you. You don't know how strong your belief is. You know you're going to lose, but fight anyway. Believe you're going to win even still.
I always win, even when I lose. I would never go in if I didn't know that. Want me to take this?
Yeah.
Electrotoxic waves sting the Croon Macula as she embraces the string of pearls. It's like making out with a battery. It's uncomfortably like getting electrocuted, but comfortably like making out.
How long can you keep that up? How long can you last if you're getting crushed like this?
What? Isn't this great? Isn't this a great idea? Being crushed like a pancake under you is great.
You're really incorrigible. I love it. But I can last longer than you can.
Maybe. But is it worth it? You're not able to waste time like I can.
No, I'll make it way worse for you.
But I can keep this up. I've got nothing to lose. That's what made me such an effective bottom, I think. Go ahead.
What, having nothing to lose?
Just kind of the kind of self-destructive nature of, no, you can keep choking me, it's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
That's so selfish and ridiculous. It's the worst for everyone. I love it. It's really kind of outrageous. I can't believe it. Okay, you win. Even though your side objectively loses, what do you want?
Saturn's weapons slow and fizzle, but Pluto doesn't quite let go. Just hearing I won is all I want.
You're really right about yourself. You're totally the worst. I wish I could be just like that.
Next time we meet, I'll show you. September 12th, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed, in a tranquil bowl of stable gravity at Lagrange Point 5. As the front line against existential threats, a training facility for a generation of humans adapted to fight in space, as a colony environment with the life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we create a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressure to maintain cohesion, all senses, in space, a ship self to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where the gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous. One of the humans the Earth no longer wanted, flying in zero-G wings. Dr. Nix, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation, Existential Expansion.
Oh, right. I'll take the next one. July 29th, 1958. That's when the Memorial Foundation International Executive Committee was granted international authority in the spirit of unified human peace and the verified presence of an existential threat outside of the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth, a growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, and expansion, the three pillars of Memorial Foundation's space branch will protect Earth from without as it has from within. Free from the old world's gravity, it would be possible to advance science, art, and culture without constraint and join hands. All of Earth, finally unified. For Memorial Foundation, protecting humans and from other humans through peace on Earth, and protecting humans from everything else through war in heaven, would fulfill both of our agendas simultaneously. We really foolishly decided we could do better. There are two errors to this approach. The first is that to do better in heaven is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. The space program has never restricted by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. The second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. We cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it always has been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. Europa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation Existential Safety.
January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the L'Orange colony. It was a real shame. It was a green, wet, and very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiment with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, and did everything other than successfully combat the unknown existential threat. Earth and the Memorial Foundation surface consider that a failure, but in truth, they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. Humans cannot make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent with human effort what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, we just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. Our only reference points are human, so the idea of something alien is unimaginable, because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien, but before they blew it up, we got very close.
Iapetus.
It was what?
Iapetus.
Oh, Iapetus. Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Research.
Alright then.
Day 5.
We've done everything we can for Ares, the planet that would be Mars. We won't return before too long. Wait for us, while we fight to keep you safe forever. At this time of year, we'll have to pass by the Lagrange colony on the way to the moon. It's a nostalgic place, isn't it? Let's not allow anyone to take it away from us. Let's protect the memories it holds from Memorial Foundation. And take it with us to the new world we'll create before celestial mechanics turns it into something ugly. Send a message to everyone. I'll take care of the past, so you can seize the future. Ready for launch. Alright then.
So, we got everything evened out.
Yeah, we do.
As long as we keep that up, we should be fine.
Something that we should have done that we haven't yet. Open up the chat in there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, since we're playing a PC game, we can't, if anyone happens to post any links, can't really
That's
do
fair.
anything there.
Let's get that open then.
Alright, and while you do that, I'm gonna read this email. Even as enemies, you are as hard to understand as ever, Iapetus. Maybe one day I'll be wise enough to know why you're always laughing, always smiling. If that's what you've been making on Cronus's moon, we over here don't even look half bad. I can't imagine why you tell me the truth. Does it really not matter to you if you're found out? Are you that confident that you don't mind bragging while you dangle this offer in front of me? Cron Macula's development is stalled, so we're desperate enough to accept your favor. And maybe you aren't as far ahead as you're letting on. What if I just told Europa what you're up to? Just as a courtesy, of course, since there's no way she doesn't already know already. You know that the Cron Macula still hasn't been completed, but you must be desperate too if you are reaching out to us. It just goes to show, Iapetus, nothing will come of resisting Earth. I'm just doing this because I'm hopeless. What's your excuse? Thinking you can double-cross the universe? See if you can trick Europa first. Alright, and this one will be you.
Okay. The Aversion Impulse, from Cradle's Grace's Foundation documentation. Author, the Metal Culture and Gravitational Research Chair, Dr. Nix. We talk always of the beauty of gravity, but rarely of its cruelty, a force that binds and overwhelms humans. The power brings us together, but it does not do so with kindness. Culture is power, and hierarchy, and force. It can crush and tear us to pieces. It is not a unilateral force. On the contrary, gravity's structure are deliberate and intricate. Not everyone shoulders a light burden. Not everyone is able to wield the natural powers of humans with so little weight. Through gravity, humanity is ruled by its own laws. But this is not the case. Through gravity, humans are ruled by each other. Antimatter, anti-gravity, anti-culture, all exists as a resistive force to this gravity. The refusal of humanity to accept these parts of itself cause its own undoing. When we let our children develop in the lightness of space, they choose their bodies, genders, souls, hearts of their own volition. They become human in the ways they wish to be human. The gravitational forces are unendurable. That's a word. The gravitational forces are unendurable to those in space. We can feel the possibilities closing off. Infinity has to become something finite eventually. That's the curse of time, foremost of the 8 billion curses of the universe arrayed against humanity. The last before death, conquering them in order, is Memorial Foundation's legacy and belief. Every curse overcome, and nothing's lost. You have to weigh the culmination, or the end result, is a diminished... I need you to scroll.
Sorry, I lost track of where
You're
I was.
good. Humanity. They're not good at making hard choices. It's hard when you understand what you have to lose so much better than you understand what you have to gain. And so, when it comes down to it, that's why we lose every single time. Only in space can we possibly be free. Interesting.
Alright.
Pluto, you ever think we're being too cavalier about this whole war?
But it's not a war.
I think a whole bunch of people fighting each other is definitely a war. I don't care if the medium of ship self is rhetorically distinct from war. That's just a technicality. A bunch of people fighting is a war. It's a war. And a war is bad.
You're sort of the last person I expected to say something about it, though.
Why?
Because you love it?
It's work.
You still love it.
Well, it's exciting.
You really love the excitement.
But it's scary, too.
Why? You can't die. Only lose and try again. That's why it's not a war, just a noisy argument.
But I'm mad like it's a war. I hate the other side. It's like a war. Sorry, I hate the other side like it's a war. I can't read, and if it's only not a war, because ship selves aren't designed with a way to kill each other, that's too fragile a reason. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't want to go back to Earth. I'm not going to let them make us. If I keep feeling this way, one day I might do something terrible for it. So I can't say I love it when it's more complicated than that.
You're right. It really is complicated. I was kind of hoping you'd have uncomplicated feelings about it, though.
Why?
Because I love it, and I don't feel complicated about it at all.
What? You're kidding. You always lecture us about how fighting is bad and letting negative feelings go and how we're going to have peace one day.
Of course I feel that way. But it's so thrilling. I was too precious to send out during the Cold War. They never let me fight like all of you. And I'm good at it, too. Better at than what I came here to do, than a lot of the actual pilots. I'm proud of that. But it's also just thrilling.
It's dangerous. Maybe you can't die, but there's a lot that can happen to you that's painful and hard.
How do you stay scared enough to still feel like that? I wonder if it's just because it feels so new, or if there's something really wrong with me. I guess that's why you didn't want me fighting, isn't it?
It's complicated. I don't want you to get hurt learning that.
You know, Mars, this is why you're so bad at love. You won't let people you love get complicated.
It's not that you're not incredible. It isn't that you don't deserve to have fun. But what if something terrible happens anyway?
Channel closed. Alright. Hey, Squatchless.
Hey,
welcome,
what's
welcome.
up?
Let's see. So I think I might have just gotten a call from my work.
Oh no.
Would you mind taking over, like, this for a little bit while I check
Yeah, I
on
can
that?
take care of it while you take care of that.
For sure. Thanks.
Was talking up a storm during the Doom recordings, so I can definitely hold my own lately.
You can just use the touchpad
For sure.
to navigate around. I will be in the other room real quick.
Alright, so quick show of hands. Which route should I take? What do y'all think? I see the puppy as being a little bit of a hindrance. Such a cute puppy, though. That's how they get away with it, really. But I hope Penny is doing well. Becoming stars it is. Boop. All right. No, I'm not gonna. Pluto, come on, listen. Don't think I don't see you trying to protect me. It's for your own good. I utterly refuse. Dr. Nix is worried, and for good reason. Only I have a strong enough gravity to pull the colony of ruins out of the Lagrange point and pull it along with us to the moon, so I don't even know why we're having this conversation. The tidal forces would tear you apart, and you'd just get in the way, and I want to have fun. It would be hard enough on your own, but Celestial Mechanics wants it too, and not to rebuild it or use it to recede Ares when we win. They'll finish what they started and turn it inside out into something horrible. And they'll send that annoying hijacker to do it. I'm not letting you do that alone. You never let me do anything fun. It's not fun. This is serious. Then why are you always having so much fun, That's not the case whatsoever. I'm doing what needs to be done. Does doing what needs to be done refer to your mission assignments, or that girl that you keep— The mission! I promise! I want to do something that needs to be done. You're very strong and very brave, but it's not a time I can just sit around and be protected. We're too desperate now. We need hope, too. Pluto, but you can't do everything. You back?
Yeah. I tried calling them back and they didn't pick up the phone, so
Oh,
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
wait to get another call.
Well, you can't do everything. Okay, so, we can basically do whatever now, right?
Yeah, we are all evened out last time.
Battle in physical space for the future, battle in narrative space for each other.
Who are
I'll
we
hand
going?
this back over to you.
Oh, sure, thanks. So we are going after Saturn in this scene, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, wait, this is—
Yeah, Saturn is celestial mechanics.
yeah.
Let's see. What are you feeling? Do you want Saturn to top, or do you want Pluto to top, basically?
I think Pluto.
You want Pluto to top?
Yeah.
Okay. Saturn rushes in, because Pluto's ready for this kind of fight.
Ha ha ha! This is not what I was expecting. Like, you're kidding, right?
No, Pluto isn't joking. The farthest thing. The swirl of cosmic nebula dust that completely obscures the colony in Pluto's warm embrace is no punchline. only insofar as it is true that Pluto is so strong it's funny. The colony no longer resembles Earth. Now it's a gas giant, or maybe a star waiting to be born. Whatever the case, even though it's certainly much too late to do anything about it, there's an invitation from inside. Just come try.
You must think I'm really dumb. Or you must have a lot of faith in me. In which case, you're really dumb.
It could be Saturn's perfect opportunity, if she plays her cards right. Pluto's putting everything she has and more into just attempting to move the colony. If Saturn can find her, she'll be helpless.
Haha, and how am I supposed to do that, with you filling up the whole universe? Your story is everywhere, pulling at everything. How am I supposed to compete with gravity so strong even the narrative of space-time is bending?
Oh, hi there, Saturn. Are you just passing through?
Hi.
Fancy meeting you here. How did you know it was me?
Weird to find you in the middle of an inconceivable cosmic cloud only you could create.
I know, what a coincidence. I've sort of been ordered to fire on anyone in it, though. I think this might make things awkward if you try to get closer.
You could at least pretend to be a little afraid of me.
I am, just a little. But even if I should be, I'm glad to see you.
I hope that's not a lie. On either part.
No, it isn't. I know you're dangerous, and very special, and you wouldn't be here if you couldn't stop me. Even if you're not quite ready for how hard that will be. I'm very impressed that you didn't decide to sneak up on me while I was thinking, though. It would have been a good chance.
Oh? Are you maybe having second thoughts? I was hoping I could convince you to destroy this place with me.
Oh, you're impossible. It's adorable. You're incorrigible. I like it a lot, actually. I even envy it a little.
Oh? Thank you. I was just being difficult. Which is very charming of me. But I was half serious, too.
God, what a fuckboy. Nope. Never. I was almost tempted, though. I don't know what your memories of this place are like. They're bad and good, right? Always a little worse than better. It's the same for me, but this place is still precious to me. It was a seed of life once, and maybe it can bloom again, so I'm going to protect it. Oh, that reminds me, what are you here for? Do you mind if I ask you a personal question? What are you trying to do with that?
I'm going to not destroy it.
Oh, phew. That's what I was worried about.
I really know when I'm beat, so I'll just be...
Hey, stop right there.
What? I was just trying to banter.
You tried to shoot me. That's dangerous.
I didn't.
You were thinking about it.
Of course! Well, she was. More like Saturn was trying to get a bead on Pluto. The string of pearls tides ripple through Pluto's nebula cloud, hoping there's something it can find eventually. It's not like Pluto is hiding, she's just everywhere, and it's hard to tell where she ends or begins. Aren't you thinking about shooting me too? You're the one with the advantage on visibility. I'm just sitting here and I can't find you in that cloud.
I am just sitting here. Oh, you're totally right.
Dear super weapon of Cradle's graces, are you actually a little naive?
I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Was that wrong?
Obviously.
Sorry, I never learned to be on my guard. There's no need to be when I can tell what people are thinking and nothing can touch me.
If it really actually worked like that, you'd absolutely never trust anyone ever.
No, I trust everyone. I can always trust people to do what they always do.
Do you think you can trust someone to surprise you? Can you trust them to do something you wouldn't even think of?
It's when they surprise me that I'm the happiest of all. That's when I really feel we're not doomed, set in stone, always making the same mistakes. I'm being stupid and following my heart, just like you. You're going to have to do better than shoot at me if you want to surprise me, though. There are other ways to fight.
You're better at that than me.
I think you can surprise me.
Is that what you want?
On Earth, our souls are weighed down by gravity. At the same time, gravity holds us together, tells us who we are, good things and bad. The Earth's gravity is strong because it's all of us together. Forces that would be insignificant on their own are powerful enough to make a planet when we hold it together. That's why we are much stronger than Earth. Even the weakest human has that sacred light of the soul and its many powers. To forbid direct contact with the soul, to wield the arts and sciences in shaping existence, to be many and also one. In space, our gravity is weak. Without the constant pressure of tidal reactors, our souls would dissolve, the way that water at high enough altitudes will evaporate off a pilot's tongue, without atmospheric pressure to remind it to be water. Stories bleed into each other easily, and our shapes don't hold steady. The fragility of our ships couldn't survive a moment on Earth. In space, there are things we can never do on Earth. With our heaviness, we can never be so tender.
Okay, I get it. Let's pick up from earlier, but fight in the way only pilots can fight. In the way only us close to the edge of being human can fight. That isn't fighting at all. Do you feel the same way, Pluto? You are listening, right?
I was going to tell you I don't have time to play today, but it sounds like you know I still want to anyway. It's going to make it harder to convince you to leave me alone and let me do this. You are here to play, right?
No convincing me. I can pick up on the subtext. Blame it on the wicked celestial mechanics pilot who bothered you and didn't let you get any work done. The thing is, it's fun. More fun than hacking. To bleed, corrode, seep into the mist. Saturn can feel every particle and the celestial physics that make them move. It's a swelling orchestration. Pluto is conducting something beautiful, something overwhelming. In the equations are hints and patterns to how Pluto thinks, to where she might be. It's simple to trace back, easier than hacking, too. Space is boring. Space is empty. Space is broken. It's a lot like downtown Tucson. Space will never give us anything we want. Space is a hope that we want to make real. Might already be out there. Just reach out in space and time, and we can almost touch it. Space is just a means to an end. But for a moment, Saturn is overwhelmed with how beautiful even the boring, dead, empty space can be. Even just the way that dust moves around. That's when Saturn realizes she is lost. She went in to tear open the story, twist it around, and instead, she got so lost and happy in it, she didn't even notice the clouds swirling around her, the cosmic dust covering her, Pluto holding her tenderly. Pulled into the atmosphere of the colony, they orbit gently. Saturn has no reason to fight. It doesn't even feel like she lost. It feels like she won something special.
Okay. Okay, Saturn. Open your cockpit.
Why?
Because I trust you. Do you trust me?
I do. The same way you trust me. No, I trust you way dumber than you trust me. You're so amazing, and so much more amazing because you believe in something like being human. You pour your everything into something that won't pay off. That makes me mad, but then sometimes I think it might work.
Saturn's cockpit opens. Naked guts, exposed circuits. Crunmacula's thumb presses against Saturn, and the descended cockpit exploring. Distended cockpit. Next one. Oh no. You're really hooked in good there. Why would you ever do such a thing to yourself? You don't have to answer. I understand. Your cheek feels human and soft. Oh wow. Suddenly I don't feel like moving the colony much. Maybe not destroyed any more than it was before will be good enough. Why am I doing this? I need to get back to my post. But you look so nice like this. I want to get closer. Is that okay? No, I guess I should... Wow, that's so... What a brazen move. Okay. Maybe you really win this time.
Aw.
Keith.
Day 6.
Huh.
I wonder if I should try to make another call to the thing.
It's probably not the worst idea. Is there an email for me to read? That'll take some time.
For sure. Yeah, if you feel like you can hold yourself over until you get
Absolutely. You go ahead and take care of what needs to be with work.
Or I'll at least try to.
Yeah.
See if they answer the phone this time.
Alright, so we do have some mail here. Subject: Mars resignation attempt. Origin: the pilot personnel records for your eyes only. Author: Memorial Foundation Cold War Archives. Mars, we present this to you as a token of your hard work for Memorial Foundation existential safety. Your tireless work for Earth is recognized. The war is ending soon. Do I have to do another tour? The war is ending soon. With your help, don't you want to see it through? We could not have done this without you. You can end it fine without me. Your help would prevent us from having to worry. It would guide many more of your former comrades back home. How much longer? That's the part you're always cagey about. You don't need me, do you? Of course we need you. That's not what I want to hear. What do you want to hear? We are, as always, prepared to reward you. There we go. But you've never been satisfied. Is that what you want to say? What would you like? I just want to go home. If you truly did, you would not have been here in the first place. I already know what you want. As soon as you know too, we're ready to give it to you. The next letter in our mailbag.
Gaius X.
Yes.
Actually-
Gaius X.
Actually, the thing I was
Nice.
I was also going to do while I was up was make us some more tea.
Oh, okay. I can take the next email while you do that then.
Yeah. Do you want to finish off your tea here?
Oh, yeah, it's a probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
All right. Subject: Dr. Nick's assessment. The origin: from the Memorial Foundation Executive Committee Annual Report from Field Commander Europa. Dr. Nix was always a controversial figure. Her theories were attractive, but there had always been complaints that they had little basis in reality. Yet by virtue of challenging the nature of reality, her theories had a way of putting it that made you feel as if you were the compromised one, you the one unable to see things objectively. Given that the nature of the universe is verifiably one that is defined by humans, it's easy to give these particular theories credence. Memorial Foundation, the particular as the most successful post-war NGO in dealing with existential threats cross-culturally and internationally, was obviously attracted to the possible proactive approach to the Cold War rather than a reactive one. Humans are not yet human enough. An extremely arresting slogan. Truly, who is human enough? Especially that humans already know everything that is necessary to be human. We simply have failed to accurately and completely internalize it. Outside of gravity, we will achieve true humanity. Rather than advocating a revolution of humanity through technology or biology, Dr. Nix believed that we simply had not created a culture sufficient for the full potential of humanity. In her view, humanity and perfect neurons in a jumbled circuit. By arranging a correct human knowledge in the proper order, we could bypass the flaws in our universe. Scroll down here. Really hard to use this as a scroll. Her insistence on incorporation, rather than rejection, of existentially threatening elements was the fundamental cause of her failure to attract mainstream acceptance of her theories. Dr. Nix decried the narrow-minded individuals who let petty justice narrow their conception of what could or should count as human. While in her view, humanity should encompass all that is, and all that is not, others believe that the fundamental division was crucial to the definition of humanity. I'm so sorry I can't read. That is to be something meant to not be other things. Fascinating. I should wait for Jay for the comms, but gonna dive in here. Hey, Pluto, can I ask you something? Clear up your sector first, then we can talk. Already dead. Really? Are you being honest with me? There's a few stragglers left, but they don't count. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Haha, whatever. Driving back the ships was simple. They were totally easy. Oh, then I'm not impressed anymore. Hey, why? You just said it was no big deal. It would just be patronizing if I was proud of you for doing something easy. You were impressed just a second ago. Empty praise is bad for you. Aw, don't sulk. I'm not sulking. It's hard to impress you. That's not true. You impress me a lot. When have I ever? You impressed me by the way you tried way too hard to support girls like me when we were awkward, weird, annoying, and had no idea what we were. Ugh, that's an embarrassing way to put it. You weren't those things. I was, and that's why I love you. It's cute when you're overprotective. Oh, speaking of, you impress me by the way you make girls mad at you. How is that a compliment? They wouldn't get so mad if you didn't make them care. You're so mean. I'm not joking. I mean, what I admire is the way you make it up after your mess up. You mess up a lot, but you say sorry a lot, and you mean it. After you're different, not everyone is like that. When you don't change, you still make them feel worth it? That still feels not great. You fight a lot, but it's never a war. You never scorch earth, and you always say you're sorry in the end. Not everyone can fight like that. You wanted to ask if we were too cavalier about the war the other day, but you really are the only one who keeps it so unserious. You're so serious about not making it serious.
Channel closed.
Okay. So that's that.
It's not the dog. It's me.
Oh, Jay's trying to get in. She's probably carrying 2 mugs and trying to operate a doorknob. Just 1 second.
No, I'm smart. I'm not trying to start a door. No.
Right. Come on in.
Oh, I have tea.
Okay. Hand me those.
There you go.
You take the helm again.
Okay.
And perfect timing. We just ran out of things to read.
Nice. Hooray. Now, hopefully, as soon as I sit down and settle into reading this next bit, I don't end up getting a call back.
I hope so.
It's
Still
gonna
no
happen.
reach, huh?
No, I left a message,
Okay.
but I'm willing to bet that the guy who made the call went on lunch right before that.
That's
And I'm
quite
probably
likely.
gonna end up getting a call right at 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah, probably.
So, whatever. Anyways,
So we just finished the top one there. Let's do Look at Me.
yes, let's do that. Right, I have to just use them. Just use them.
Lick, lick.
Huh? Oh, I was clicking on the wrong part again, like a dump ass.
You sure you don't want me to come?
Yep. Heart, 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 heart.
Not even a little, though?
Mars, you're actually so sweet, you know that? No one is a more perfect hero. But I need to go alone. If Lens can be opened fully, I'm the only one who could do it. If it can't, I'm the only one who can survive. If we can still justify living in space, this is the only way. Even if that doesn't change how Earth feels about us now, it might help make peace in the future. And even if it doesn't, if I can't do this, I'll never be able to open the gravity well on the moon.
I know. Lunaterra is going there to stop you, though. I know she will. I was there too, you know? It's my past and my history too. I've got a score to settle.
Are you feeling left out?
No. I mean, sort of, but it's because... Stop!
No, I'm sorry. You're the brightest, most shining.
You're making fun of me again.
But I'm also praising you. You're honest and you never fight against what you feel. That's the world we want to be real. I want you to be safe so you can keep being that for us.
What about her then? She's a jerk. We've tried so hard for her, and she doesn't care.
I'll make sure she's safe. Stop worrying.
I'm not worried about her at all. Why is she such an idiot? Why do we keep trying for her sake?
I'd go through that much for you, and you'd go through it for me.
I know. But why do you do so much for her when she's like that? Stubborn and ridiculous.
Because we're just like that, too. Alright. Did you catch what the percentages were at?
I didn't.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and say outcome favors Memorial Foundation.
Yeah,
because
I don't think we've done anything for them since the began this time, so...
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Disaster!
It all goes wrong almost immediately. They both should have known better. The observatory looks small from the Academy Gardens, but up close, it's big enough to lose the two of them in. A telescope of a certain kind for observing a threat that was entirely existential and possibly not real, and maybe a weapon, too. Maybe a weapon that works so well, it destroyed humanity's enemies before we could prove they were there. Now, even the intellectual curiosity isn't worth keeping it open. There's too many enemies real and existential on Earth to worry about ones elsewhere. The mission wouldn't have become such a disaster so quickly if the two of them had just fought face to face, if they hadn't been a little awkward still after Ares, if there wasn't still so much past to fight. The one known and guaranteed function of the observatory and its lens that sharpens gravity into a laser-sharp gaze is it brings time to you before you're ready for it. Lunaterra knew she'd never be able to stop Pluto if she saw her face to face, so she went directly to close the observatory's lenses. Pluto knew she wouldn't be able to stop her face to face, so she forced the eye to stay open with gravity alone rather than confront her. A stubborn, indirect fight, like two children pulling on a toy till they tear it in half. And that's what they did. Push, pull, tug until the iris cracked, contracted, stalled, ground to a halt, exceeded its limits, and shattered and collapsed. Even without the gravity of the colony's tidal reactor, there's enough gravity to, when condensed in a single point, cause disaster.
Move, Pluto. We have to get out right now.
Luna T, you idiot! Stubborn jerk! Mars is right about you. I told you I wouldn't budge. Why did you call my bluff like that?
You're right. I'm an idiot. It's my problem, and it's all my fault, so move.
My cores are desynchronizing. The gravity quake is destabilizing their tidal residence, you jerk, so I can't move.
Why did you keep pushing, knowing it was going to happen? I'm more stubborn than you are, always.
No, not having it. You already said everything is your fault, so that is now true forever until the end of time, which this gravity quake is probably going to take us to.
Fine. I'll place my reactor in resonance with yours to stabilize, then max thrusts, and we'll get out of here.
There's no way your ship has enough power to keep up.
Then leave me.
No! You need to live so I can keep yelling at you. Don't even think about not leaving with me.
Then let's do what I said in the first place. Get out of the observatory before it swallows us. Have you ever been in the epicenter of a gravity quake? Maybe it'll be fine.
I like the look on her face a lot.
Yeah, it's very snide.
The little eye twitch.
Yeah.
Don't you dare let me make you feel better. It shouldn't.
The iris is shuddering and shattering and sparkling. The tidal forces rock through them.
It is sparking, not sparkling.
Sparking. Pardon me. Living in space means not having to know which way is up, but now they can't even tell when is up. Down and up and left and right are everywhere and nowhere, and the exit of the closing eye is forever out of reach of space and time.
Where are you going? That's upside backwards.
I can't steer. How can you?
Here, fine, I'll guide you. Hold on, the pulse is That already happened. It's about to happen. It's happening right now. It might happen. It's continuing to happen. Luna T, calm down. You know better than to be paralyzed by linear time like that. Just do it. Whatever it happens to be, whenever it comes up. Forget the tense. If you're about to do it, you'll do it. If you've done it, it's done, and already have done it. If you can't... So what's next? Do you want to take this one?
Sure. It's always the future in space. That's the point of coming to space. You go there when you want to be in the future. Now. It is the world of will be and maybe to be. Never is or was. Reaching but never grasping. A future severed from the present that caused it. Light floods from the iris of the lens. Then it shuts. Then it shuts again. Many infinities to come.
I'm Pluto. What's your name?
It's Lunaterra. I'm assigned to protect you.
You're sweet. It's so sad. I'm happy to meet you. But when I'm so happy you seem sad. Why is that? Oh no, sorry, that's super annoying. Dr. Nix keeps telling me people think it's rude when you just read the story off them instead of asking them first.
You're not supposed to be able to do that to me.
Oh no, sorry. I'm excited, but do happy things make you sad?
Huh. Sometimes a little. I'm glad you're having fun, at least.
I'll make sure you have fun too. I can share being happy. That's a function of love. Do you love me? Yeah, you get it. Love makes the universe work. Do you know physics? You don't have to be jealous of me, you know, everything I was given. You deserve that too. I'll cut your old dead name out of the story, just like I did for me. New character.
Oh. Focus, Lunaterra. No, that's just my voice. let me give it something of like a UK twinge.
Okay.
Focus, Lunaterra. You have to be faster than thought. You have to feel, thrust your instincts, cut through the edges of the possibility space. That's you.
Oh yeah, sorry. Luna T, it's okay. It's hard, but you don't have to cry. There's lots of us here. We can beat them together. I don't know what to do. What they want is impossible. But I want it too. Why can't I just make it happen? I can see everyone's desires, but I just can't make it all fit. Why can't I forgive them? Why can't this work? Why won't anyone help me? If only I was bigger, but I'm messing it all up. If only I wasn't here.
You're part of it. Don't erase yourself from the equation. You're the universe. They hate us. They'll never be happy in a universe where you're happy too. So let's run. they don't want us to be part of humanity, we don't need their cradle either. They're considering escalation of the conflict. Memorial Foundation wants to keep it an existential disagreement, but Earth wants to make it military. I guess we weren't human enough to be wanted on Earth, but we're human enough to be dealt with the way that humans do. The better we do against Memorial Foundation, the more it pushes them to write us off as a lost cause and prevent the complications we'll cause up here by killing us.
You were so hard on them before. Forgiving your enemies is good.
It's cruel to take us back, but they're trying to protect us, and they're the only ones who understand how hard it is. We knew we couldn't escape Earth's gravity, and I guess they know it too. That it's a war with no point, and they don't even have to worry.
Is the chance worth it?
I don't know.
Where would you bet?
On them.
You should go.
No, not without you.
No, dummy. Go so you can save me if I mess it up, and I'll stay in case you do. I don't trust them, but I trust you. Whichever of us is right will deliver the other the future.
Light blows through the iris. Fragments in the universe exists again. A place and a time clinging to each other. In that place are Pluto and Lunaterra, touching to remember they're alive, broken but alive. Pluto, are you okay?
Of course not! We are almost swallowed up by time and space, and I almost lost you again. And I had to go through it all again. Everything.
Me too. It was hard. It was so hard, but we did it.
We messed up.
There's no fixing it. But who cares? You're still here.
I'll still fight you to the end. But just so you know, just so I can know it's for real. So you can stay like this for a little, if you want to.
Yeah. It's January 30th, 1981. And the day is almost here. The deadline to save everyone who came up to space with us, fought with us, tried to bring everyone up with us. If we shut down the lunar gravity well, there won't be any choice left. The power that keeps our ship selves in check will fall apart, and we won't have anywhere else to go but home. If we kill the dream, no one will die. We really, really hope that's true. No one should die in space. No one should die, period. No one has to die, because the ship self's combat is shimmering missiles of light. Cosmic explosions, electricity that sears through the soul. Blade science is impossible for a human to produce.
Blade sciences.
Blade science is impossible for a human to produce. Dances of combat without end. A fight against ideas with toys. Humans would never show that sort of compassion to each other. Earth's answer in a single atomic particle fired at near light speed directly into the cockpit core. A true weapon from a military force. The quickest, most efficient, instantaneous, unavoidable way to kill a human. The most boring possible way to pointlessly die. No drama, no meaning, just nothing. Lunaterra, Memorial Foundation, Ace Pilot. Should probably read that so I could do it in her tonality, but
yeah,
not a big deal.
It's January 30th, 1981. In the end, they might get everything they want, in the way that no one wants. If we open up the lunar gravity, well, then we can establish forever another Earth. And maybe another. We can inhabit the whole system. But that will cut humanity into two and more. The distance will be so much further. Everything we have will be even farther from them. How much are we going to lose? How much will we never be able to give them? The moon is very close to being part of Earth. It's full of life, and humans can live here now. It feels impossible, and I don't want to give it up. We should break it off forever, shouldn't we? All I want is to stitch these two humanities together, but if one of us dies as a result, I will fight forever to keep that precious thing alive. Pluto, Princess of Cradle's Graces.
It's January 30th, 1981. They don't name it because naming it gives it power, but not naming it gives it more. It must be in every corner, behind every door, far, far away in the spaces between stars. It is defined and categorized in every human creature.
Take a look. It's in a book.
A reading rainbow. And it is deliberately omitted from explicit naming conventions by Memorial Foundation in favor of a euphemism less captivating to the imagination, such as existential threat, rather than a specific word that would stimulate the imagination. But a trick like this will not work, and the euphemism is a hollow void that can hold all fears and all possibilities. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not, but what is not does not stop existing. And it, like humans, can decide. It's the kiss of inverse everything that the humans can imagine but can't become. The shortcut to attaining it is to forsake everything that humans already are. If a bunch of idiots get tricked into going there, it would make a very convenient enemy for Earth. That's the real fear. Before that happens, I will tell you a little secret. Ready? Saturn, Celestial Mechanics Test Pilot.
Day 7.
Day 7.
I'm so sorry, everyone. I tried so hard to keep those memories of when we were in the academy and space seem so innocent and full of possibility. All I have left is scraps, but I hope that's enough.
Report received. Awaiting new directives.
Tell everyone. On the moon, the border between Earth and space, we have struck a deal with Celestial Mechanics to open up the gravity well, to give us a fighting chance at making the dream real. Everyone, take your time. Together, our gravity, our love, can be as heavy as the world. Tell everyone it's time for us to head back to Earth's cradle, so we can say our last goodbyes. Ready for launch.
Alright, let's check the comms. Oh, and there's mail too.
Mail time! Yeah, let's check the mail first.
Today's letter is from Jimmy in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Academy Director interviews. Declassified Archives. Memorial Foundation Executive Committee. Please do have a seat. The committee has enjoyed reading your resume. The committee has deeply enjoyed these fascinating criticisms of the Newtonian Jungian model of physics. It certainly does feel revolutionary. This committee would like to pause to acknowledge how the candidate's work has met and exceeded the desired qualifications. And without diminishing the accomplishments of the candidate, the committee would like to express that its interest is more piqued by the candidate's interpretation of the existential threat. And the committee would invite the candidate to elaborate more on the implications this would have for managing cultural and colonization efforts in an administrative role with the Memorial Foundation space program, if the candidate would. The committee hopes the candidate will elaborate on the nature of what an educational program would entail. The committee is especially interested in the assertion of radical cultural advancement made possible without the risk of existential contamination. The committee is intrigued by refutations of the so-called scapegoat proposal by the program's current director on technical and theoretical grounds, as opposed to the usual ethical ones. And the committee invites your comment as to the end of the future of culture in space.
No more culture in space.
No more culture. No more culture. We're just becoming Phoenix. Okay, go ahead.
Pilot Program 1. Pilot Program Educational Records. Metaculture and Gravitational Research Chair Dr. Nix. Of course the kids want to live in space. Obviously, what could be more dreamlike and fun? I never thought I would spend time with children who wanted to be here again. In the Summer Scout program, I taught that the unwanted children of unwanted places. You know what the work is like. Then they gave me work that would take the unwanted to a place far away from here. Of course, not for their sake. In the Summer Scouts, they gave the worst kind of work for the kids least suited for it, only to spare those more wanted from it. Memorial Foundation asked us to take those unwanted kids away from Earth so that we could make it safe for the wanted ones. That's a duty I was ready for. We would have to fight a long and difficult war to make space safe, but for that time, all of us, unwanted children and unwanted adults would have something special that no one on Earth had. To answer your question then, I didn't have it planned from the start. I've always been very loyal. It happened over time, but it happened much more quickly than I ever thought. It wasn't such a far-off dream. We believed in the Academy students. We were patient with them and gave them an environmental. We gave them an environment physically, culturally, and gravitationally as free from Earth's gravity as we could realistically grant them. They knew what to do much better than we did. Pluto more than any other student, because Pluto had so much to change. If she and her power fascinate you so much, you should remember the only reason she has it all is because she was free from you. As they grew up, the future we were dreaming of, they made space the future we were dreaming of. And before I knew it, I couldn't think of a single reason why we should give space back to you. And then you went and said you didn't even want it anymore.
Huh.
Hey Mars. You're still really mad at Lunaterra, right?
I will fight her the next time I even see her.
So why don't you? Why don't you fight her?
I have my hands full. She's probably avoiding me. She's sneaky. You can never find her unless she wants it.
But I've fought her plenty already. Oh. Am I the asshole in this situation? Have you interpreted what that... You can never find her unless she wants it, but I fought her plenty already. Oh, oops.
Yeah, a little bit.
Am I the asshole Reddit? I accidentally rubbed my desirability. Bragged about that to my friend.
See, she wants to see you. This is why I'm worried. I don't like her sneaking around you.
Are you really worried? Or are you super jealous?
Both. I mean, no. I meant to type no.
Mars! I've told you before you should be a main character, right? You're so straightforward, you ought to be the real hero.
I meant to type no.
Of course, sweetie. You just want to protect me from big, bad, insufferable, meanie Lunaterra.
What's so great about someone who's stuck up all the time?
She always treated me really kindly. And not so kindly I felt weird or fragile or frustrated. In fact, she really thought I was annoying at first. Even still, she was patient.
She was mean.
She was sad and jealous I had things so nice, and so much sooner than she did. But because of that, she was also very tender and understood so much even before I did. I couldn't have without her. But I don't think we would have melted that angsty shell of hers without the both of us.
She doesn't feel very melted to me. And she hasn't come around to show me otherwise.
Oh, are you expecting her to come around to you?
I meant, well, anyway, she should be the one who comes back.
Oh, Mars. If you want to see her so bad, you need to put in some effort too.
Why should I when she betrayed us?
One of you two has to stop being so stubborn or you will never make up. I swear to God, you're both children right now. You need to do something about this. Okay, let's see what the alignment's all at right now.
Okay, so we need to feed Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics.
Yeah, from the looks of it.
Alright.
So we got...
Give me the moon, the whole fucking gigantic moon. Make the moon my own, so that I can own the moon.
Because I really want that moon. What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
Pluto?
What are you doing here, Pluto? There's no mission.
Sorry, had to take a sip of tea.
Are you going out?
Just for a little while. Did you want to stop me?
No. I'm getting a little better at not worrying about you.
Oh! Hitsuzen says, but if I'm a child, I don't have to take responsibility for my actions.
That's fair.
Even though you are?
I'm trying, okay?
Nyx is worried, isn't she?
If you want to slip out for a minute, she'll be mad.
I know.
Especially if it's to see Lunaterra.
I keep not being her perfect girl.
She always thought Lunaterra was a bad influence.
She's not wrong. I just want to try one more time.
To bring her back? What if she takes you instead?
Maybe that could happen too.
Don't say that.
I wouldn't mind. Maybe I don't want to be the one to lead anymore. Mars, why is everyone so obsessed with me? Why does everyone want to save me? Why isn't anyone strong enough to actually do it? Why do they think I'm strong enough to pull them up instead? I'm nobody.
You don't have to be strong.
That's a lie. Of course I have to be strong. Who else is going to pull me up? Even you don't know how. I don't have any talent. I don't have any skill. I just never said no. I can't. That's too much. I don't know how. I just couldn't ever say the words. So I just kept doing it, even though...
Hey. It's okay.
It's not.
Okay, it's not okay. It hurts. It's bad.
You suck at making me feel better.
Excuse me.
I love you.
Me too. Come on, go.
Alright. Fight until we love each other. Yes.
Let's do it.
You wanna take this one?
Sure. On the far side of the moon, there's still some part of the dead, empty, cratered Luna left. As the terraforming engines sweep in, they turn Earth's satellites into another part of Earth. Until that time comes, this place is free of Earth's pull, a place still perfect for a quiet moment to happen. In an empty clearing surrounded by weight and life, it's the perfect place for them to fight like ships do. The fighting that ships do, not the fighting that people do. In the naked sunlight and nothing else, Pluto looks so beautiful, spinning tiny galaxies with Current Macula, the way she was always meant to. Of all the prototypes she piloted over the years, none suited her like this. From the awkward and embarrassing creature she used to be to the woman who promised Earth there could be a new type of human. No longer no longer the priceless tool of selfish adults, the pawn of space's dreamers.
Principal Skinner.
Hello.
Hello, Lunaterra. Were you coming down?
No, wait, no, that's the doctor.
Can't wait to have an incredible luncheon.
The princess who can remake her body out of tidal forces and stardust. She's just Pluto. In the naked sunlight and nothing else, even in this worn and wounded ship, Lunaterra shines like she always has, even with the hurt she has. One way or another, someday or another, every girl bleeds. And her mare Chrysium suffers alongside her. The drip of her wound spins like the red constellation in 0G. She's rusted, but some parts of her will never rust. The two of them have fought so much, so this shouldn't be a fight with nothing, and no one else to think about. There's no reason to fight. In the naked sunlight, for once, don't fight. Instead of fighting like people do, fight like ships do. Fight like plastic toys do. Fight like you don't have a body. Like you don't hate your body. Fight your way into a new body. Fight like we used to, without trying to win. Fight like we did a long time ago, when they were training us to fight, and all we wanted to do was play. Fight like we did when we didn't have any other way of touching each other. When all we had were lasers and light, tides and time, to say what we wanted to say to each other. I'm not going to go easy.
You better not. Since we're not fighting, I really don't want you to hold back.
Lunaterra
I'll take
knows.
this
Oh,
one.
okay,
You
go
had a long one on
Sure.
that last one.
Have that.
Lunaterra knows a thing or two about fighting in space. Lunaterra wrote the book. It's a kind of predictable story, so Lunaterra makes sure her enemies get sunk. You know this trick, don't you? You've seen Lunaterra pulled so many times. Click. Fire off something to test the waters. Lead the target until they walk right into the shot. You can play that game forever until they make the first move. Don't let them make that move until you know they won't be expecting what you do next. She is really good at Skullgirls. Yep. She's got her mix-up game down at this point. What you do next can be anything, as long as it's what they're not going to see coming. After you do it, disengage, like passing a secret. You know this one really well. The message in a bottle slipped between the bullets of Hardlight. She was the person who taught you how to blow a kiss. But Pluto is the one who learned how to make out. Her ship's so big it makes Lunaterra look like a toy, but Pluto is even bigger than that. You have to measure in density, not mass. Then you'll understand. Pluto is the center. Lunaterra revolves around Pluto, like she always has. Lunaterra is too close when she tries to pull back from Pluto, and too far when she's trying to close in. She's on a leash that extends through space-time however Pluto wants. Lunaterra's gravity is the tug that makes the tides go in and out. Pluto's gravity is strong enough to turn Lunaterra into a new shape. Lunaterra didn't invent this, but she loves to struggle through it. She loves to see what she can do, how close she can come. And she comes in so fast. Does so well, but goes too far. When Pluto isn't expecting. It's too fast. Way too fast. Pluto's more off guard than Lunaterra expects. Lunaterra's moon of a spear crescents right into Pluto's chest. Lunaterra wants to scream, but she doesn't say anything. It feels deep enough to be scary, and Lunaterra only meant to nick her. What's wrong? We were having so much fun, and you look so scared.
Why didn't you block it?
Luna, I'm fine, see? You can't hurt me that easy. You're not that strong. I'll always be alright. Pluto plucks Lunaterra off by the forearm, gently with 2 fingers, like detaching a kitten. Or a bug. Sorry to scare you like that. But you lied. You said you weren't going to hold back. Pluto can seize Lunaterra by both wrists, and she does that. And Lunaterra is quite awestruck by how safe and helpless she feels. The gravity pulling at her from Pluto is gentle but firm. Fighting ship to ship is the only time Lunaterra doesn't feel naked, but now she finally feels naked there too. It's not so bad though. Sometimes you have to let an animal bite you before it can feel safe. That's the thing he said once. See? I'm learning. I've learned so much.
When I said that, I was talking about Mars.
And you're just like her. Are you really okay? I really didn't mean to scare you like that. But Luna T, you're always overestimating how capable you are of hurting me.
It's fine. I was the one who was dumb. I thought I could scare you, and you were way too smart for it. You did that on purpose, though. You really are amazing.
Scary, right? Just like you said. You could be like that too, though. There's still stuff that you could learn from me.
Want to be the one to teach me, then?
I'd love to. Here, I'm holding you. Can you feel this?
I'm trying.
You don't have to try. It shouldn't feel like you're trying. It's either easy or it's nothing.
You know, it's harder for me to take it easy than try hard.
That's why you're so amazing. I'm so lazy. I never want to work ever. I'm always looking for the easiest way to do things.
That's not true.
It is.
Then why are you so good at everything?
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not. But I can't make you see it no matter how hard I try. I guess I should give up on trying to make you dislike me.
Sorry you can't win against me.
You really are such a sore winner. Now I know how Mars feels.
She's right. I'm totally insufferable. I'm glad at least someone knows.
Oh, please be sure. I noticed too.
Excuse me, of course, but you don't care.
Of course I care. I love you. Can you feel it now?
I really didn't think I would, but I do.
Tell me what it feels like.
It feels like you're holding me.
What's it like when I hold you?
I don't know. Am I imagining it? But I can't be. It still feels like metal. I didn't think it would, but it also feels tender, exactly like it would if you held me on Earth.
This is why I'm not as strong as you. If I really thought we were never going to get the chance to touch, I don't know how I could stand it.
Why are you holding me so tight?
I'm feeling smug. Now look, who's the one caught now?
I guess I lose.
You totally lose.
Don't tell anyone.
Are you kidding? I'm going to brag about this for the rest of my life.
Day 8.
Alright.
Okay, so we gotta give to Celestial Mechanics next time.
I am sweating.
I am too, my goodness.
I'm gonna grab the ice pack and grab us some ice water.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. If you want to read through emails.
Emails.
That'll plan! Alright, let's pull this open here. Ship's Elf. From the pilot program training documentation. Leaked.
Oh,
Memorial Foundation
you
Homeworld
have water.
Archives. Oh, I do. Look at that.
Drink your water.
Aw.
Drink water.
Yeah, that clicker is not very good.
No, it's not great.
Let's see, who's... Alright. Mare Crisium, the first true ship's Elf, was made in 1969, named after her place of manufacture in
Almost
then
forgot my
Luna,
phone.
now Moon. They were made as prototypes, not to be mass-produced. Aesthetic considerations, a neutral, idealized body, representing all of humanity. They loved bullshit like that. Not the first... They loved bullshit like that. Sorry. Not the first vessel with a gravitational engine, only the first built to use the engine to exert outward gravitational control. A ship's Elf creates the pressure and culture for a human to survive alone without the presence of others. It's an unsustainable attempt to make a human function as a world. To make it sustainable, we have to become world-sized, in body, thought, and soul, encompass every self that has been, or will be, or could be. Its original armaments were extremely varied since they were a proof of concept, and it wasn't understood yet what from the existential threat would be, what form, pardon me, and what sort of weapons would be needed against it. Let me just give this a quick little whoop. There we go. The tidal reactor can externalize, but it doesn't have any interior mechanisms for this, so it needs an equipment loadout, and even though the raw force is still unmatched by any mass-produced unit, it wasn't built with an effective way of using it. The original pilots had to bend slowly the default forms of their ship selves into new shapes, and refit the ceremonial and theoretical weapons into one suited for the existential threat, and eventually each other. In time, the shape conforms to the human inside. This in part confirms that specific theory. The human part isn't the ear, but the hole in the lobes for your earrings. Lipstick is real, lips are not. We see humanity defined in its gravitational output. Well, goodness. Mars. You were right. I am too strong. I'm afraid. I'm getting bigger and bigger, stronger and stronger. But there's still so much to do, and I don't know how to do any of it. What if I make a mistake? What if I'm too strong? Is the universe going to be okay? Pluto, no. Pluto, never, no way, that's impossible. I never meant it like that. I messed up again. I'm probably going to mess up yet again saying this, but you're not that strong, Pluto. No one's that strong. You know that even you aren't as strong as the Earth, right? You're not even any stronger than anyone on Earth, even in Krun Macula. You were the one who told me to stop getting a big head about my ship self. Like if I fell to Earth, it'd crumble under Earth's gravity.
Hey there.
Any given human is 1,000,000 times stronger than that. Space just doesn't have any competition. So you're not strong. You're just stronger than a bunch of idiots.
I also brought the ice
Oh,
pack
thank
too.
you.
Because it's very hot in
Hey, Nair. Go for it.
I love you, Mars. I keep telling other people that, but I never listen to myself. I can only hear it when you say it.
You know, that sometimes applies to your love advice, too.
Hey, I am the one who gets to bully you about that.
I think the dog's trying to get in.
He is.
Take your advice then sometimes.
I'll listen to myself when you do.
Then you better get ready. You're not going to be ahead of me forever.
Wait, am I a rival now? Finally, I'll defeat you! Thanks, Mars. We saved each other again. Thank you so much for carrying all the weight on this one,
Oh,
hun.
yeah, no, for sure. Like, you had a little bit more going on with the ship, you know, with the Oberdin stuff, so
Yeah.
I can take it here.
Mission select.
Yes.
And just to double check the alignment. So yeah, we're at 50-50, and let's go ahead and say we'll hand ourselves over to Celestial Mechanics on this one. How you doing today, by the way, Nair?
We're seriously working with Celestial Mechanics. This sounds stupid. I seriously don't trust them. They're so shady, no matter what they say. If it's something that's in their best interests, there's no way it's also in ours. I know there's no other way to restart the the space colonization project without opening the lunar gravity well, but that's exactly why we need to keep them as far away from it as possible. You don't need any help to do it.
That's really true. Especially with that reprehensible and irresponsible pilot they're assigning to the operation.
Yes, I know, but hey, if I don't need to convince you, why are we doing this?
I know it's true, Mars. I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
So why? Isn't it true they're just using you for a secret plan that will let them take control during the final battle? They're sneaky.
I know, Mars, but if we don't open the gravity well, there's no way to have the final battle in the first place. Earth's gravity will destabilize our ship selves completely. Neither of us can get what we want with Earth so close.
But why do you need that conniving pilot with you?
There are some things even I can't do. You're the one who keeps telling me that, you know? There's no other way to even get a chance at this without their help.
But they're going to use that as leverage to trick us anyway. They're not beneath that.
I'm not beneath it either, you know. That's why I'm here. Or, that's why I'm there. I'll be trying to get the upper hand for us. Anime-ass Pluto face.
Yep.
I can be ruthless too, Mars. Don't you think I want it badly enough?
I mean, you shouldn't have to...
I know that's the part you hate. I don't care if you don't want to see me do something bad, though. I can do it. Just like all of you can.
You always tell me not to worry, but then there's nothing that I can do. I want to stop worrying, but I can't when there's nothing I can do.
Oh, Mars. I really forget sometimes. You're such a good girl. But just trust me, okay? Trust me and watch me, okay? It's all I ever need. Let's see.
So we gotta do Celestial Mechanics this time.
That's correct. Saturn tempts Pluto to fall in with her. Opening futures, closing pasts. On the lunar South Pole, the moon's first city glitters mundanely, so ordinary. It's hard to believe that it's not just another site on Earth. The Gange colony was destroyed, the Ares colony was stillborn, but Earth's satellite is almost as much Earth as Earth is. So we have the authority to name Earth's satellite the Moon. Part of our body, the native sphere, and not foreign, unknown Luna. Even if the space program is ended, the Moon will remain part of Earth, as it once was before a cosmic event tore it from Earth. Reclaiming the Moon was a historically and existentially important event for all of us. Except for this impossible tower on an impossible mountain and a point of eternal light, which is not so earthy yet. The gravity well is suspended directly above the tower's point, resonating with Earth, to keep every wayward human in space grounded. The Moon has been taught almost all of Earth's gravity, but not quite. There is still some possibility left.
You're quiet. Are you up to something?
What makes you say that?
The Tild, but also everything else. That's a very little clever piece of writing there, I think.
Huh.
It's the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah. What makes you say that? That's yeah.
The tilde. Oh,
Cute.
nice.
Very cute.
Hey, I'm being very sneaky here. The string of pearls and Croon Macula circle around the small, glimmering void of the gravity well. For all the good it might do, Celestial Mechanics and Cradle's Grace's capital ships are standing by, just not too close. Who knows what could happen?
I should be suspicious, shouldn't I? I think you must have some sort of evil plan.
Of course. You should always be suspicious. I'm shifty. I'm here to get the upper hand.
I'm the shifty one. I'm the one that has shifty eventuality as my passport name in Animal Crossing.
You do? I thought you were gonna say, I'm the shifty girl. I'm the one who deceives.
Good. That's why I'm here too. Still, I don't mind if it's your evil plan that finally succeeds as long as it's yours.
You're trying to fluster me. Try harder. I mean, it is working. I just want to get flustered more.
You're in a really good mood.
Get me to at least half chub.
So I'm extra worried. More worried to be working with you than all the times fighting you. Not in a bad way, though.
The gravity well is a massive engine, and it is very stable. To destabilize it is very dangerous to everyone and everything, which is why they're opening it. The escorting operational platforms from Cradle's Graces and Celestial Mechanics tonelessly coordinate with each other to instruct Saturn and Pluto on preparations, like exes that are forced to attend an event for their children together. Because that's what they are. Now you're the one who's quiet. I was in a good mood. Did I tease you too much?
Did you give her a little... It's not like you gave her a British accent for like a split second. You said, now you're the one who's quiet.
Oh, you're the one who's quiet, yeah?
Oh no, I was just remembering something. Do you remember this too? We did something like this before, a long time ago.
We did? Together? I only saw you a little bit back in the campus. It was a kind of weird time. You seemed really far away then, more so than now. And we weren't there that long. For the third generation, they wanted to kickstart the process, you know? Not a whole childhood of care and attention, but condensed chemically assisted cybernetic enhanced growth. They wanted us to go from nothing to perfect. I guess by that standard, we didn't fall as far as we could have.
Short,
Pardon me.
but it's
Unfolding
same intention.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Unfolding dimensional chords, begin torque acceleration.
They were hard times. You know I was really bad at first, right? Not just terrible at all the classes, all the tests, all of the work,
Girl, I feel
but I
you.
wasn't obedient or likable either. I was super annoying. It still feels like that's me most of the time.
That can't be true.
Of course it is. I wouldn't have tried so hard if I hadn't been like that at first. When I first got here, I knew I was lucky and should have been so much happier that I was on Earth, but everything felt wrong.
It took a long time for those memories to turn happy. Containing stray particles, establishing nets.
Was the opposite for me. At first, I loved being a science experiment, but I guess it would have been different for you. I didn't think about that. But you made it sound like we met each other before? Enabling physical canceller, limit off.
I'm good at remembering people. There's not that many of us, so it's not that hard, but I remember you. You look like you started out perfect. You know, I was a little jealous of you. I'm not surprised you don't remember the one thing we did together. Everyone was there, and we were just thinking about what had happened and not anything else.
Oh, you're talking about... yeah, that. We were all there, so of course you were there. I didn't think about that either.
Nyx, Iapetus, Europa, all wanted the space program to justify its existence. Earth didn't agree. The alien threat that we defeated with such ease wasn't even worth it. Just a shadow created by waves of humanity in space. A color and a light that fought us and never came into focus. So they had us all come together over the gravity well, just like this, to see if we could pull whatever they were more fully into in our universe. And then it went so wrong.
That was when the space program really ended, wasn't it?
We never should have done it. It was risky. And no one knew what they were doing, and everyone was desperate.
I don't know. Maybe Ninth doesn't feel the same way.
The tiny point of glimmering darkness in the gravity well sometimes shines in such a way that, for a moment, it seems like there's something inside it. I hope that's true. I want to believe it. I can't blame them for what happened, though, either way.
Huh, really? Really, though? What do you mean, can't blame them? I mean, they were the ones who gave in, right? When most people talk about what Ninth did, or what happened when they turned inside out in the light of the gravity well, it was as if it was a horrible accident. Not something they did on purpose. Why do you talk about it like it was?
I just had this feeling. I don't really know Ninth that well. No. Maybe I should just be honest. For a second I was thinking the same thing.
What? What if I jump in? I thought the same thing. We could have been like them. During the testing, when we saw the gravity well opening before us, we could have jumped in too if we wanted to.
It was scary.
It was, but a lot of us looked at that, and after we thought, us too. And that was how the Celestial Mechanics was born. That's the truth. Whatever Iapetus really wants inside, we have our own ideas.
That's amazing. I couldn't be so brave. When Earth looked at what emerged, they were filled with despair. So that's how I decided to feel too. After all, it was proof that the existential threat was the same thing it's always been. The same thing we've been fighting as long as humans have been humans. The shadow of possibility cast by us. The not quite there aliens we had fought for so long were just caused by our ripples in space-time. We only had ourselves to lose, and nothing to gain by fighting them. Where Ninth went and what they became, only Venus knows.
What did you really feel in that moment, before you told yourself otherwise? I'll tell you how I felt. I felt smug. I mean, I did everything right, and that loser messed it up. When I learned it was the end of the program, I was mad. But when they demoted me from piloting anyway, I realized I was the fool. It was an important lesson on not being a good girl.
Stabilizing reaction, synchronicity perfect, hold until stable. I feel like I know you a little bit better now, Saturn.
Me too, in a new kind of way. Now you, what did you really feel? Gravity well opens. The reactor is turned inside out, from shining white to infinite black, drawing in all that is and emitting all that isn't yet. But with gravity itself, the weight we have in the universe, that alone is all we need to touch.
There you are. And we get banned from Twitch, right?
There we go. Now. I knew we'd only get a moment to touch. Do you maybe think sometimes of falling in? Even you? You must have thought about it. Core resonance in perfect conditions, ready for full release.
Gravity well unbound. All stability checks nominal. Here it comes. Back then, I almost did jump in. I thought about it before it was happening, when they said you must not under any circumstances. It would make anything I couldn't do possible if I left everything I had behind. It's an awful paradox of a deal, but I wanted to do it so much I would have if Ninth hadn't wanted it 1 second more. I've never told anyone that. You're really good at seducing people, Saturn.
If I gave you the chance to fall in again, would you?
Would you fall in with me?
Oh, just you wait and see. The gravity well shines. It is collapsing into a star. Everything is starting. The opening was peaceful, perfect, no problems. Yet there is a fleeting...
Feeling.
Yet there is a feeling, like the fluttering of wings deep down.
Day 9.
Everything hangs in balance.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, let's just flip a coin or something. Don't you think it's still a kind of important decision? It's not the fate of everything, but it's the fate of a lot of things. It's the future of human beings in space. It's not what I wanted. None of these are things I wanted. What are you fighting for, then? I mean, it's not everything I wanted. I was fighting for everything I wanted, and this is as close to it as I got. That's not enough. Well, I mean, it could be better.
I love you both so much. What complete brats that can't be pleased.
Don't tell me you're fine with it.
No way, you're right. It could be so much better.
See?
So I'm fine with whichever ending we get.
I want a better ending, too. Wanting a better end doesn't mean I'm fine with whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, what do you want? I want... what we want.
I want chicky fingies.
Who doesn't? Us too. That's why it's fine either way.
Lunaterra, I think you haven't understood something.
This isn't the ending. We don't need one ending. Is this just being really meta right now about the game endings?
Yes, it's being extremely meta right now.
Okay.
No matter how the future turns out, no matter who wins, we can take whatever ending we get and make the ending we really want out of it.
It's not like it doesn't matter. But no matter what future we get, we can't make it the one we wanted. Just like we did before the ending. Okay, sure. Let's pick our favorite.
We don't need a true ending. Whatever it is, we'll make it the true ending. Shit.
We just get our pick.
Okay, So what... Okay, so... Did you, like, kind of gather what each faction kind of, like, was?
Yeah, I don't know that I remember offhand, though.
So, I believe Celestial Mechanics are the ones that are essentially, like, looking to just, like, completely excise themselves from humanity. They've more or less been excised from humanity, so they're just going, like, full bore into that. Memorial Foundation is, like, I believe people trying to bring people back to Earth, and Cradle's Graces, I think, is the one trying to take them to space, I think. I might have this completely backwards right now.
For sure.
Should we just go with Cradle's Graces, since that's the route we were doing this time around?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, Cradle's great, but we're not coming back. So I think that's implying, you know.
Yeah.
So I think Dr. Nix was you also.
We did it. You did it. I can't believe it. Pluto, you're there, right, Pluto? Can you turn on the monitor?
Not right now. Hi, Dr. Nix. What can I do for you now?
More powerful than I ever imagined. And I was never optimistic. But you've made me more optimistic than I could ever have imagined. That alone has me believing truly it was worth it. And yet I've never heard you say it. Have you?
I have fought so hard every day for it. Of course it's worth it.
But you don't say or express a certain kind of joy in it. Have you noticed that? But it's supposed to be joyful, isn't it?
I'm proud. I'm holding everything, even though it's very, very hard. My heart and soul is in it. Isn't that obvious? What's wrong now?
No, but not like that. It was supposed to be a joy.
You're feeling guilty again, aren't you? I told you there's no need for that. It's not helping, and I don't need it. Instead, I just have to reassure you all over again. It's more work for me. Let me just rest instead. Then I'd be happy.
No, it matters. You don't understand. There can't be a sacrifice. One for the other. Happiness for everyone and no one left behind. It's supposed to mean no one, not even you.
You're the one who taught me everything. Maybe you should have taught me what that was supposed to feel like. Oh god, there's more.
The Cradle's Grace's fleet is small and weak, and they're desperate with the dream of space dying. There's no time left, no chances left. The decision has already been made. Humans don't need space. It's one thing to go home, another to leave forever. Both of those are just up to those of us in space. Neither of those require the strength to pull humanity from its cradle. That's a strength that no one has, and no one should even pretend they have the strength for it. With all of Cradle's Grace's hopes and dreams, Pluto will still try. The pilots bow out as the conclusion of the conflict becomes evident. No, it is now truly a war, because the autonomous military units have been arrayed against her for her transgression. This is no longer a fight between the humans of space, but a war with the Earth. The autonomous units ready their weapons, and in unison they fire to kill. As if their trajectories bend away from Pluto. Blushing at the sight of her, they refuse to meet her gaze, as expected. Krun Macula will convert the gravity well directly into space and time and culture necessary for the future, and they will steal that future from her piece by piece by piece. This is unexpected, but not unprepared for, so Wave 2. Wave 3.
Wave 4. Wave 10. Wave 36. Wave 150. Wave 460. Wave 1000. Wave
We really
4569.
planned for this.
Nice. 69. They know she's not invincible. They know her real truth, that no one who loves her can see. They have the patience and power to take it apart piece by piece. They will strip her down, atom by atom if they have to, until she loses mass and gravity and becomes only a girl again. Pluto wouldn't mind if they were trying to kill her, but they have a much more important thing to kill. Cradle's Grace's future. The future of humanity as we know it depends on it. For that, they'll annihilate hers without hate, with only human efficiency and uncomplicated thoughts in mind. Join us or leave us. Only through an autonomous proxy can Earth give up on the inexhaustible empathy of the human soul. Only through a proxy can Earth divorce itself from the longing that Memorial Foundation had fought on behalf of, to value their own life above all else. They will do anything, everything, to protect themselves from death, especially at their own hands. For ship selves can only change the others and never kill, but that is the fear of Earth above all else. The flawed, pathetic conscience of humanity, playing catch-up to its own mistakes, doing more harm than good. So heavy even Pluto can't bear it. How can she not respond to their pathetic, self-deceptive, self-destructive feelings? How can she say no when they need her so much? She can't.
Acceleration tearing through space-time, crashing through the autonomous units at impossible speeds. Solid light, white and gold, bent and bleeding lance. Lunaterra understands. Over many years, after much training and teaching, with dynamic technology, how to speak the word no. And her spear can write it. And it does. Sorry.
You really should be. You really don't have any mercy. You really need to learn how to hold other people's feelings.
I'm sorry for not knowing a better way to do it. But I'm not sorry for doing it. I don't care how they feel. I just care about you. The autonomous units fall into disarray. They don't know how to match her speed. Lunaterra rejects their attempts to comprehend her.
You're the worst. What am I going to do with you? I didn't even want you to do that.
Sorry, I did what I wanted to. You do the same for me. Even in my foolish future.
Sure. If they can pull on her empathy for Earth, they can also tug her desire to be free. And celestial mechanics has so many ways. This one is called Eversion Impulse. Iapetus despises fighting. He never wanted to develop the ship selves. He would prefer a simpler and less vulgar solution that didn't require bodies at all, of any kind. He's the first betrayer of celestial mechanics' dream for a new kind of body. But he understood it because everyone can understand the dream to leave these bodies. And that was the name he gave to the instinct that drives humans to abandon what is for what could be. The inside-out impulse. There's still time for his masterwork. Pluto can be that linchpin if she's pushed far enough and the gravity well's Schwarzschild radius expands to the point at which she cannot escape. I love Schwarzschild radius is really good, like fake mecha terminology. I genuinely appreciate that one.
It is nice.
Past the limit at which point humans can no longer exchange information. Past the limit by which it becomes impossible to regard each other as human. Iapetus loves win-win scenarios. Humanity's discarded children will be free of their obligations to be human. Humanity will have a physical, unified enemy to chase through their pursuit of space. And Iapetus will have sown the seeds of a single, binding, unified culture theory. A white void that will bend the universe to a single set of physical laws. A simple process of autonomous drones injecting degenerate mass into the gravity well is all that is necessary, as long as Iapetus holds Pluto off personally in his Ronsvox Terra. Another good fake mecha terminology.
Indeed.
He even has a plan for Saturn should she choose just this moment to betray him. A perfect plan.
Like deactivating my access permissions remotely through a backdoor. Overwhelming me with the mass production String of Pearls series. Everything my gravity reactor everting my gravity reactor through the
Ronsvox?
Ronsval Terra's Albedo separation system.
This is where the reading gets fun.
Yeah. I spent my whole life learning these words, but not how to read them. Oh, and even more plans than that? You're really so predictable. Alert, attempting backdoor access to ship self String of Pearls. Of course you'd have a solution for every contingency. Unable to find String of Pearls Series 00. Backdoor switch activated on mass production String of Pearls Series 0113. You're so stupid. I don't have to outsmart every single one of your genius ideas.
Sortier orders are fielded for String of Pearls Series 01 to 13. Ronsvox Terra is designated as their primary target.
Just one of them should be more than enough, but I really thought you deserved their full attention. Hey, Pluto. Unlike LT, I'm not even the slightest bit sorry. It is extremely dumb to fight for a stupid future all by yourself. So thank me from the bottom of your heart for coming to believe in it with you. Praise me for obeying what you never asked me to do. Love me for believing in you.
Of course. I really, really do. All my love and thanks and praise is for you. I won't even pretend to be mad at you.
Not like Lunaterra, then. I'm still connected.
We know.
We know. Back to the topic at hand. It's the final battle, Lunaterra. There's no room to retreat.
Oh no, so bad for her.
We really should. You think that the end of the world is enough of an excuse to change the subject?
Praise me, bitch. You know how horny that makes me.
It should be.
It won't be the end of the world.
The gravity well is open, but it's not sustainable for long. Whatever you're planning, you need to do it soon.
You are both so precious to me. You should know that even together you cannot stop me.
Hey, don't just fucking dot. I thought you were going to convince her.
I have to do this because I believe in it too. But Dr. Nyx was willing to sacrifice the Earth, and I'm not. No matter what it costs.
Cradle's Graces never wanted independence for space. They wanted all humans to embrace it. The solution is to destabilize the Earth's gravitational field until human life is no longer possible there, and force adaptation to space. Saving humanity against their own will, maybe, and destroying yourself in the process. No way! Nyx doesn't know what she's talking about. You're throwing yourself away on a dream that won't come true. And you were chiding me for not going in on my own future. That's a new word for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never heard the word chide before.
Never once.
That is... I feel like that's not true. It's probably just one that you haven't been aware of.
I don't know.
That is so... I'm just gonna move on.
The possibility lines have closed. There was no chance of a good future since before we started.
It's too sad. That's why I have to stand with Dr. Nyx's dream. Humans deserve some kind of real hope. Oh, sorry. Phone vibrated.
Right.
Yeah, see, Hitsuzen agrees. They also don't believe that you haven't heard the word chide before.
Look, it's not a common word for me.
But this is as close to it as I can offer her.
Well, how mad will you be at us if we stop you?
I'd never be mad at you, even if you could. But for humans to be caught halfway between space and the Earth is the worst of all bad futures. It will split us in half, and that will mean war. It's the future of eternal war. Of true war. Not this, where Zero-G keeps our bodies immortal and unrestricted.
I mean, if we really did declare independence from Earth, wouldn't they see how cool we are and come up anyway? It's their choice, you know. You can't make it for them. That's their problem.
You two really put up a fight. For a moment I almost believed you. I really thought you might be able to stop me.
Meracrisium's spine is broken. The string of pearls is subdivided into so many components its reassembly time is weeks out. Can't blame us for trying. I wouldn't have been able to do anything else.
I really hate this. It's timed. The interfacer is broken?
Thank God. I thought you missed. You didn't make the shot easy.
I can't control the lunar gravity event anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. What can I do?
Sorry, we didn't think that far ahead. We just wanted you to decide. Not Dr. Nyx. If you can't have everything, what is the thing you really want?
I don't know what kind of future we're gonna get. I'm not working with much.
Anything you do is fine, if it's you. Don't listen to her, just figure out something that doesn't suck.
The three compress, redivide, expand. The The simplest childish thought grasps Pluto, bubbles up within her, and she says it before she can stop herself. I want us to be together forever. In our beautiful shapes in space, free, with everyone. Of course, it isn't possible. Not enough people will believe in it. Earth is the primary body of this system, and the medium point between our gravity and its gravity is still deep within the Earth. Yet, they cannot pull us down anymore. That will never happen. We are still in space, and the future is uncertain, if we can even sustain it, but... I declare war on Earth. Come get us again. Come find us again. I dare you. I challenge you to prove it once again. What foolishness. Humanity will happily oblige, yet they find that their autonomous troops are crushed before they can reach us. Humanity will have to fight us again on our terms this time. Fight us like children fight, again, with bodies of plastic, pretend. If you want to fight us, you'll have to be like us. You didn't have to give me this chance. Actually, I was more worried you were going to try to save me from it. Was I hoping you would? You're sweet. I wouldn't hate you if you did save me from it. But that's not because I want that future more. I have to get you ready for a future that's terrible, but it will be the future with the greatest hope. I really believe that. You gave me permission. You said this was okay, but I don't know if you really knew what it would be. I want what Cradle's Graces wants. Happiness for everybody, free, and let no one be left behind. I can't believe I still believe in something so honest. With my whole heart. I don't know how to make it true. I don't know how to make it perfect. But I know a way to try. With you. It's just that loving you makes me so stupid. I just can't help it. To be swept up by you into a new future, even if it's not the one I wanted, would still be so sweet. Because it's you. And because I trust you.
There might still be more today. Let's bet against that. I'm tired. They'll catch us off guard. So stay on your ship, Self. You want to laze around still in your ship? Why not?
Yep, love sure does make fools of us all. Yeah, really does.
Does it feel as nice? It's different, but it's better. You can't feel anything. You've still got a lot to learn, Ace. Maybe I do. Let Pluto teach you. I'm taking a nap.
Nah, you're helping.
I'm tired! Shut up!
So she says, but when she stretches out on the yellow-red carpet of Venus's jungles, she doesn't go so instantly to sleep. There's room for both of them on Pluto's lap, which is an advantage of living in your ship's self. You can do things that you normally couldn't, even if other things are harder. Harder doesn't mean impossible. It just means you have to work for it, to figure out how to make it real, learning a new language that your new body speaks. Moments like these are rare, since we began a war against Earth, though we're quick to remind each other it's not really a war, the way that war used to be. Not the hard clash of steel and lead, but the pliant pressure of plastic and light. Venus's heat melts their metal before they can make it here. When Earth wants to fight, they have to send softer bodies after us. The punishment we deserved for being unable to reconcile is this half-real solar system. The forests are still struggling on Mars, but we're trying hard, and the jungles of Venus are growing so nicely, except they're too wild to give us room. The silicate mosses that grow along the rings of Saturn allow for a very fragile, delicate sort of life. We love these places anyway. They're becoming more and more like home. All we need are more of us. And they come, descending in waves, trying to take us back. We beat them back every time, and sometimes one or two look around and decide, I'd rather stay here. And then there's more of us. Sometimes they succeed and take one of us back home. That's just as fine with us. We should go where we wish, live as we wish. And if our sisters get taken home, they bring a small part of us back to the earth. That can't go unchanged. Like Pluto always said, this future no one wanted is the only future that leads somewhere. A future she couldn't hold and still can't hold, but she doesn't need to. We are holding it with her. We are holding it together. All together, we can hold this future. Earth isn't ready to accept us, and we're not ready to forgive Earth. That's okay. We don't have to be. Let's just fight about it. Let's fuck over it. Let's break up and get back together again over it. If we lose on the terms we set, and that proves our point, so haha, we win. If you hate that logic and think it's stupid, come over here and mess me up about it. Come here and make out with me about it.
We probably should have saved before making our decision, but I don't know that there was a way. Just
Alright.
in case we wanted to watch the other endings. That was nice. I liked that.
Yeah, what, like, aside from nice, what'd you think of that?
I mean,
What'd you think that it was doing at the end there? This is a game about polygamy. There, I'll just say.
okay, well then
It's-
yeah, that's pretty on the nose.
Or not polygamy, but polyamory.
Polyamory, yeah.
That's
No,
what
I mean
meant
it's
to
pretty
say.
on the nose. It's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. My throat is killing me.
Mine
Do
is
you-
as well.
Do you want to do the rounding, the closing out of things? Because
I'll do my very best, yeah.
that was neat. It had a lot of moments that made you really think.
Yeah, it was nice. All right. Well, hey, thank y'all for joining us on this wonderful